All right, we're here with Clifton. Almost first place land.
Almost first place.
Dude, he almost got his dreams, but it worked out. We got top 8.
We did.
How'd you do? What'd you play?
I did all right. I got 7th at the Tennessee Regional. I played Bystial, Ryzeal, Fiendsmith. I guess it's just the last regional of the format before we get Spring Darkness this weekend.
It changes up after this.
Yeah, it changes up after this weekend. So just wanted to play a pretty easy deck just to mess around with, get used to just more Ryzeal cards and combos and stuff, getting ready for Orlando. Yeah, my deck's pretty straightforward, but there's some cool stuff in the side and extra deck, so we'll get there.
Let's see it.
All right, so 3 ice, 3 X, 3 sword, node. Don't want to bore you guys with this stuff. And the cross, of course. 3 bonfire, 3 engraver, your lacrima, got your tracks, your Lurie, and Paradise. This card's broken. It's so good at the mirror. Just being able to like check their detonators and stuff, so nice. Defensives, played Called By, 2 talents. Really wanted to be 3rd talents, but my deck was already way too many cards, so.
How did talents perform?
This is the best card in my deck. Yeah, this card's absolutely insane. Outside of like the Bystials, I guess. But yeah, these are just like the best card in the deck. 3 Imperm, 3 Mulchi, 3 Ash, 3 Nib, and then the Bystials played Magnemite, Baldrake, 2 Drew's Worm, and 2 Lubellion. So, whenever we were testing, we were playing a lot more Bystials because of the card we were playing in the side deck. We wanted it to be like as live as possible, but the Bystials conflicted with a lot of cards like Imperm, or sometimes you would just draw a hand of like a bunch of Bystials and stuff like that. So we just played the 2 Lubellions basically in place of other Bystials. And this card's very, very good in the mirror because you can start your turn by like activating this, searching Drew's Worm, and then activating Drew's Worm, banish like a card out of their graveyard or whatever, and then summon it. And then you can just tribute it off to summon this from the graveyard, and then the Drew's Worm can immediately send the detonator.
That is crazy.
And of course they can chain it to pop the Lubellion, but it's fine. You didn't have to like waste your battle phase and go into like your battle phase just like crash this. Or a lot of people, if they like know you're playing Bystials, they like start summoning their detonator and stuff in defense, so that way you can't crash them. So yeah, just Lubellion being able to like tribute the Drew's Worm and trigger it to send the detonator like on the very first turn is very, very nice, and not having to waste your battle phase. Still got to beat Cross and stuff, but hopefully you hand trapped them and they didn't get that far. But yeah, the Bystials were really, really good today. Extra deck, Requiem, Moon, Sequence, Agnum Day, basically just all, I guess, like the Fiendsmith stuff. I think all these cards are mandatory, even Moon. Especially since you're playing the Bystials and like Nib and stuff, you like have to be able to link them away, just link the 2 bodies into Moon in order to get going. Especially if you like talents take a guy, you got to be able to link it off. Yeah. I know some people just like playing Exciton, but there's so many times that like
if you play that many Ryzeal and Fiendsmith cards, like you just have to.
Yeah.
Like, how did this second one of this ever come up?
Nope, never.
No.
Nope, this is the best card in my extra deck.
That card's insane, bro.
This is Desiree. Yeah, I mean, this card's just absolutely incredible. The way it bridges the 2 engines is perfect. There's just so many times, like, you can do the God combo where you make Caesar and put both these in the graveyard with, like, the Ice Engraver combo, which is, like, so good. And then there's a bunch of times, like, on your follow-up, if you, like, search an X or something and you, like, have some stuff on the field and you can't like get them off the field in order to trigger X or something, just being able to start doing Fiendsmith stuff and then like sequence into like Desiree and end up linking into this. There were so many times I would do that, put everything back, make the Desiree, link these off for this. This would send a card on my opponent's field, and then I would just use this to put itself in the spell and trap card zone and then summon back Lacrima. And that was the 4 I needed to like keep playing and stuff. So
yeah, summoning back the Lacrima is insane.
Yeah, very, very good. There's times where you like put it back in the spell and trap card zone to resummon Engraver to make Caesar, just Chaos Angel, all sorts of things like that. Very, very good card. And then Ryzeal stuff, 1 Duo Drive, 2 Detonator. I know a lot of people are cutting this card, and they're cutting like Node and Cross and stuff, but I think it's needed. It's just so good. Cross is amazing for the grind and stuff. And then 2 Detonator, you only really need 2. Honestly, you could probably get away with 1, but yeah, just being able to dump 1 to the grave off X and then making the Duo Drive to attach it is like when you really, really need it. But yeah, I mean, just good for the grind. Card's crazy.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about that one.
Dweller, everybody's playing like the Fiendsmith cards in their deck. So, I mean, yeah, it also beats Drew's Worm. So a lot of times you just have to make this before you make the detonator and stuff to clear their board. But yeah, definitely wouldn't cut this mandatory. Exciton, this is like the card you make first, going second always. You just make this first, try to nuke their board, and then if it lives, you just turn this into Requiem, which is super nice. But yeah, this card's very good. Came up a couple times today where like I like Paradised and sent my Desiree and like put stuff back. and then I made Detonator and attached the Desiree to it. So I do that a lot. Instead of Aggregator, you just summon this and attach Desiree. But sometimes I didn't have Fiend cards like left in my graveyard, so every time I summoned X, I would just dump this to the graveyard, and then whenever I used Detonator to like pop something, this would always put this back to the extra deck. So it's kind of like you always have a Fiend to recycle it, because you can always keep making Detonators and reattaching them. So yeah, just having that Fiend to dump off X every time is super, super good. But yeah, I mean, you're always playing this card. And then Aggregator to dump off of X.
I've seen a lot of Aggregator hate today.
They hate it because it's broken. No, this card's insane. Just you can just start your turn like X, dump it, turn off like anything in the mirror. It's pretty bad against Malice, but I mean, it's good. Just, like against the weird decks, like I turned off like a Voices like barrier today in order to like start playing through his board. Turn off Floods. Yeah, I mean, it's good. You know, it doesn't need an explanation. We'll save that card for that. There's one more card in my
Best for last.
Yeah. 3 Lancia for Malice. 3 Perulia. It's really, really good against Ryzeal. A lot of people are playing Bystials in their deck now too, so this also hits the Bystials.
Yep.
It's terrible against Malice, but it's good at a regional, like Rogue and stuff like that. And yeah, it's really good against Ryzeal. Going into Studio format, this card probably comes out for something else, but right now it's fine. 3 Bell. This card was fantastic today.
Yeah, that card's insane.
Like absolutely, yeah. Just being able to stop like engravers against. You can stop like Bystials whenever they're trying to like Bystial you. Against Malice, you can hit like GWC or like their field spell, because their field spell can vanish from the grave. So you can just do this and it negates the activation, so it also like kills the field spell. So good. This card was fantastic today. And then 3 Ultimate Slayer. This is just the best card. It's like one of the best cards in the game right now. It's just so good. That's why I really want to play more Mulchis, so you can draw into this. This is like definitely the #1 card you want to see in your hand going first or going second. Besides like Fuwalis, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, this card's super insane. And then like the last weird things I played is I played Dark Rebellion Exceeds Dragon.
Yes, sir.
And 3 Dragon's Bind. So this card doesn't really do anything. It's like Boral Sword. You like detach some materials and you like cut the monster's attack in half, and then it gains the attack. So it can become big, and I killed a person with it today. He had a huge,
That's so cool.
He had a huge nib token. It was like 10,000 attacks. So I just like cut it, gain it, and then I tagged over another monster for game. So that was cool. But it's mainly for this card. So Dragon's Bind, it's you activate it, you target a face-up dragon monster you control that has 2,500 attack or defense or less. And what dragon monsters have that? This and the best cards in the game right now, all of the Bystials.
Yes, sir.
So you just go first. If they like hand trap you, whatever, and you have this, instead of making Detonator, you can just make this as your rank 4 and set this and flip it, and you just win the game. Nobody's playing like back row hate or anything right now. They can't summon Bystials because it's 25. They can't summon like Engraver or any of those cards because they're less. They can't even like special summon X to dump Aggregator to turn it off. It turns off all the Bystials, turns off all the Ryzeals, Malice cards, everything. This was like MVP card today. This card's absolutely insane. It just helps beat like every time like you get hand trap or something, it always gives you a winning chance, because if you can just make a rank 4 with this card, you can just come back into the game. Because you just like Bystial, flip this, or like rank 4, flip this, and they just can't play. And your big guy will always kill their guys, and you can just start normal summoning like Ryzeals and stuff. You can just like normal summon an ice. I mean, he's 1,700. He's kind of big. You can just normal him, and then just start poking for damage.
That's so good, dude. That's so good.
It's kind of gimmicky. I don't know if it's like.
We're gonna see people
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's the wave, but it was very, very cool. Just something to try out. Because like I know a lot of people like in Pure, because like we got the idea. Like people are playing Thrust for Harpy's Featherstorm in Pure because of Castell, but there was a lot of times where like if I got hand trapper stuff and had to make Thrust and a Castell, and then I like skipped their turn with Feather Dust or the Featherstorm, I still couldn't like do too much on the follow up. It's like it just wasn't enough. Whereas this card is like an actual floodgate. Like the only thing that beats it is like Ultimate Slayer, if like you had to make it with this, because I can send it back. But like if you can just like summon a Bystial and like flip it, the only card that beats it is like, besides backward restrictions, like Book of Eclipse.
Yeah,
but like you can still ash that, and going into Suda, everybody's probably going to cut Book of Eclipse because it's terrible against the twins of the Eclipse card.
Yeah,
it was really, really cool. It performed like well last night at locals and today. So yeah, just try it out. Just something to mess around, because Ryzeal is pretty standard outside of that. But yeah, it was nice.
Congratulations, man. I love the spicy tech. Any shout outs or anything before we go?
Yeah. Shout out to Goo Gaming. Shout out to Eli, Connor, Trey, everybody that I rode with.
Over there somewhere.
Over there. Shout out to Huddy for beating my ass the last round and winning the regional. And then
it had to happen.
It did. Yeah. And then shout out to my wife, Kat. And I'll see all you guys in Orlando.
Yes, sir. First place?
Yes, hopefully.